Wooden Spoons production. Tonight's guest is in here, number 13.
Hello, Grace. Bet you weren't expecting us.
How nice to see you.
Series 1, Episode 2 of Up the Gardens.
Great. Thank you.
Shall I come in?
Do come in, yes.
So we are sitting outside to do this interview in order to be COVID safe, and here is our guest.
Hello.
This is Grace Hickman.
Hicken.
I'll start again.
Hicken. Like chicken without
Like
the food,
chicken.
Don't need to say that.
So we're going to do this interview outside in order to observe social distancing, and this is our guest this week. This is Grace Hicken, who lives at number 13. Grace, we've established that you've been here 28 years.
That's right.
Where did you come from and why did you move to Whitmore Garden?
We were living in Ridley Road, which is just near Harleston, and we were going to move out of the area completely.
So, did you choose Kensal Rise Pacific House?
It was chance, if you like to put it that way.
And you and your husband Jerry, where do you come from? What's your background?
Well, I'm from America. My husband is from Nottingham.
And how did you meet?
Well, my husband is a friend of my brother, and they were at university in Newcastle together.
What changes have you seen in this area in the 28 years you've been here?
Well, the people that have come round, like you're new, for instance. And
I've been here 7 years.
I know, I used to be a very great friend of the person who was in your house, an old man called Eddie, and we used to be a great friend of him. And
I know, the thing is, I think some people thought I couldn't replace him, so maybe they weren't that happy when I moved in. Yeah. He was very elderly, wasn't he?
he was 88 or even more when he died.
Different people over the
That's
years.
right. And the major point which brought us together as a community was when the tornado occurred in 2006.
And what do you remember of that day?
Oh boy. I was at work, because I was a nurse, working in Ladbroke Grove area, and the sky went very, very dark, and there was it was a great storm. But I was at work, and then I rang my husband rang me. He said, "Grace, can you come home? Our house has been completely shattered." And I said, "Well, go upstairs, lie down, I'll be there in a few minutes." And he said, "You don't understand, I can't lie on the bed. It's full of rubble." And when I came back, that's exactly what I found.
And presumably your roof had been
Yeah,
damaged, had
that's
it?
right. The roof, the front, the glass of the front, all the front of the house was shattered. If you look on Google and look at Kensal Rise tornado, you'll see all the pictures there.
And this corner of Whitmore Gardens
Was the
with the
one.
junction with Chamberlain Road was where the centre of that tornado was.
It
Is
was.
that
In
right?
fact, this house where we were, the whole of the side of the house was completely demolished.
So that was the big event in the history of Whitmore Gardens.
It was indeed. It brought us together as a community. In fact, we really used to enjoy walking through each other's gardens because there were no fences there. It was lovely. We could see right into your house from where we were, and my Faye, the next door neighbour from where we all had no fences between us, so it was very nice.
So just tell me a bit more about the changes in Whitmore Gardens in 28 years. Different people,
Different people,
a
yes.
whole new generation, I guess. In that
Yes,
time.
and more children as well. More families have come in.
Nicer people.
Oh, I can't say that really. 'Cause we got on with the people in those days as we get on with the people now. There is a community spirit at this end of Whitmore Gardens, I know. We know people from our opposite just by waving to, although we often don't often speak.
And what do you like about the area?
I like the coffee shops around, because when I want to see friends, they can come and we've got someplace to go and to talk and over a cup of coffee or a meal or something. And that's the big change actually. I enjoy going for a coffee in Taste of Chamberlain, for instance. That's what I really love, because it's the sort of place we can go and invite friends to do there, and there's a lot of variety of food, and I enjoy that. I used to do before COVID came.
Tell me a little bit about you, Grace. You were a nurse locally for how long?
Yes.
And you're retired now?
Oh, I'm retired, yes.
And you worked where?
Oh, I've been a nurse, I've been a midwife, and worked in, latterly I was in family planning and sexual health in this area.
And what was Jerry's job?
He was a teacher, he taught German and French, and he ran ran the examinations in the Northwest Community School. It's a huge job and a huge, but anyway, that's what he was an expertise in examinations
Right.
and statistics and that sort of thing.
And did he teach in a local school?
Yes, the Northwestern Community School.
Which is that?
It was Paddington and that area.
Okay.
It was the biggest school, comprehensive school. Well, it's the biggest school in this area at that time. Anyway, it was a confluence of 3 different schools all came together.
And you had kids?
Yes, we've got one
You've
child.
got one child, and
Richard.
he is now.
He-
He lived here presumably for a
He
while.
did, yes, since about 11 or 12, I think. He now lives in Canada. He's got 3 children. And
Oh,
he works
that's
in
a long
publishing.
Oh, that's a long way away. Do you manage to speak to him on
We
Zoom?
do, and he WhatsApps us very often as well, which is great.
And how do you fill your days, or how did you fill your days before COVID?
Well, mainly visiting people, actually. I've got a series of people that I go to visit to help. There's a lady who lives the other side of Harleston who's got Parkinson's disease, so I do things like that for her. And there's somebody who lives elsewhere who's blind, who I help with, and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, that's
Just visiting people and...
that's amazing. That's
And then-
fantastic. Just helping other people.
Yeah.
Oh, what a lovely group of people we have around here. That's fantastic.
And I've got a friend who used to live opposite, actually, who now lives in Twickenham, who I meet every week in Richmond, and we meet and we talk and we have a great laugh and enjoy each other's company. But I met her in Whitmore Gardens. She's from Jamaica, and her husband's from Trinidad, and we have a really good relationship. I really enjoyed her name. Her name is Joan.
And how have you found the lockdown? Because I think it has brought people in the street together a bit. We've got to know one another.
Yes, we have.
How have you found it?
Well, I've had to be quite disciplined in my life. For example, I normally have a cleaner who comes in, but she couldn't come, so I've been doing more cleaning than ever have in my life, which has been quite enjoyable because I've done a lot of clearing out of things, and which was necessary.
And have you got a favourite memory of your time in Whitmore Gardens? I know you've talked to us about the tornado, which was probably the most powerful memory, but a favourite memory?
One thing was this friend that I told you about. When my son was about 9 years old, he went to Princess Frederick's School at the time, and he used to come back because I was working, and he didn't have a key at the time, so he climbed over the wall and dropped down because we didn't have the fence at that time. And a neighbour across the way saw him doing it, and I came back from work cycling up with I used to bicycle everywhere. And he said, "Excuse me, but I've just seen a young man go into your garden over the wall. Do you want me to come with you?" I said, "Oh yes, please." So he went in, and it was my son, and he was not very pleased. But anyway, he was the husband of the lady who I've got such a close relationship with now, Joan. And they used to live in number 10.
Grace, thank you very much for sharing your stories. Thank you for appearing on the video. And now we'll see if anyone has any questions for you.